Hi, my name's Catherine Nolan. Please call me Kath. I will be your facilitator, your lecturer, your teacher, your pain in the backside for fundamentals of contract law. You've already seen me in a welcome video to the whole group, but I just wanted to touch base with you as OUA students and say hello and just point out some of the little differences and things that you need to think about because it really is difficult studying online. It can be a very lonely experience, particularly when you are studying law, where there is so much reading and so much introspection, and so little opportunity to get out in the world. So I want you to be as prepared as you can. I know a lot of people dread contract law. They think it's a terrible subject. I want to come right out and say that they're wrong. It's really interesting, and I think you'll learn a lot and you'll have a lot of fun. It also has way more connection than you probably expect to your everyday lives, even if you're not already a commercial person working with contracts day to day. Some of the things that you need to think about working online is keeping up to speed. So there's a few things in the Canvas shell that will help you. You'll see I've made a video about how to look at the Canvas and how to find things inside Canvas. By the way, for those of you who are newbies, Canvas is just the brand name for the learning management system or the website that we use to deliver materials to you. You'll find that I send you an announcement pretty much every week trying to outline for you what will be the best way forward for you this week, what you need to do. There is a single big document that is a set of notes. If you don't need to print it out, don't print it out. Save it as a PDF. One of the great things about not printing it out, and it's long, it'll use a lot of paper, is that you can use the magic Control F, that's what it is on Windows. I think it's Apple F if you're a Mac user, and you can find the thing that you're looking for straight away. Now, the notes kind of look like a textbook. They've got a little out of hand, frankly. They're not a textbook, but they will help you navigate what to look for in the textbooks, what to think about as you prepare for lectures. So each week I would suggest that you do the reading for the week in the course notes, and then the associated reading in your recommended texts. Now the texts are recommended, they're brand new, so I don't even have a copy of them as I'm speaking right now, not a physical copy anyway, so I can't hold one up and show you. If you have a secondhand text, or if you all got excited about this subject and you bought ahead, don't worry about that. The differences will be minor, and the new version of the text is online as well. Also, for those, the texts are prohibitively expensive. They are ridiculous. There's a Principles to Contract Law and a case book. They just make your life easier in the sense that there's cross-referencing between the materials and what I talk about in the lectures with the materials that are in those books. But if you can't afford them, or you have something else, a relatively modern Australian contract law textbook will help you no end. It's also worth noting that all of the texts are also available online, so you don't need to get a physical text. The one caveat there is you need to think as you go about preparing for the exam right at the end of semester. It's an open book exam, but you can't take electronic materials into an open book exam. You can only take paper. Now you can take printouts, and frankly, the last place you want to be reading a textbook is in an exam. You don't have time. And so not owning the textbook, have the discipline to print out or ensure that you have good notes about the stuff that's going to matter when you get back to the exam. All of that will help you with study. It's not a bad thing, but it is an inconvenience in what is a really heavy reading program. And you might think you read a lot. You will be surprised by how much reading you will be doing as you work through your law degree. Other things that you need to know about in this course, each week you'll find there are 2 modules in Canvas that deal with the week. The first one has the content, and the second one is where I will put the recordings when I make them in the slides. The recordings, I tend to offer you two types. Audio only, so like a podcast, you can just listen to them on the go. But often I find students find it more useful to get a video where they see the slides, exactly the same thing as the students are seeing, and hear our discussion as you go. Also, for most weeks, not all of them, particularly the weeks where there are a lot of classroom activities, which are great if you're face to face and in the classroom, are really quite annoying if you're an online student just trying to listen. In those weeks, I've pre-recorded what I call desk lectures. So where basically it's me doing what I'm doing now, talking to the camera, showing you some slides, working you through the basics. So the lecture components will be much more conversational and activities based. And you'll find that the lectures are really helpful still, but often if it's in a choice between the desk lecture when there is one and the recorded lecture and you don't have time for both, I would suggest doing the desk lectures first because that will augment and supplement your reading. Also, most weeks, again, possibly not all of them, there is at least one, if not two, quizzes. The quizzes are basically designed to help you, once you've done your reading, to test your understanding, to help you identify where you might need to focus and go back. And the second one tends to be a little bit more problem-based, which will help you with your problem-solving tasks, which are the main assessment tasks. We'll talk about them more. I know you want to know what they are right now, but we'll talk about them more as we get through. Contacting me should be easy. Feel free to email, text, give me a call. I don't return calls to people who don't leave messages if I don't already know who you are. I will put your name in my phone and note that you're one of my students the first time that you call me, if you call me from a number that I can recognize. But if you haven't spoken to me on the phone before and I don't pick up, please make sure you leave a message. Similarly, if you send me a text message, if you could just let me know who it is that you are and that you're an OUA student and what you're calling about. Otherwise, lots of information, I know. Get ready to have a really good time. Learn some things that you can apply in the real world. You are going to work hard and it's going to be tough. Bits of it will be much tougher than you expected. But like all things that are hard, they're valuable and you're going to feel really good about where you've ended up if you focus, if you work hard, if you ask questions, and if you engage with the materials. If you can, go in and introduce yourself in the discussion board. See if there are other people who live near you who you might be able to work with either in a person-to-person or an online study group. And we will get to know each other better as the semester continues. Looking forward to getting to know you. Cheers.